Flappers, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the live stream yesterday. While yes, we were very excited, I was very hyped up, and we got to experience a different side of Genshin Impact, I would say, partially through the in-life real event side of things and how they touched on those topics. Also, the music they shared with us was phenomenal, right? Getting a little more celebratory vibe, but not just in game. And I think partially that could potentially be a problem. While this is not a video for the community reaction and the community response to the 1 year anniversary, I will touch on it just a little later into the video. So with that said, if you like this kind of content, I haven't seen you guys like this for a while, so for this special occasion, would you please hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it if you enjoy the content. So with that said, let's talk about Genshin Impact 2.1. Now first, let me get this out of the way. It's my opinion. I watched the live stream myself yesterday. I actually watch it with thousands of people together, and most of us, we were very excited. And of course we were excited, we were in the moment, we were really hyped up for the live stream like we always do. But it's important the next day, while the live stream is still fresh in our minds, so that we don't forget details, but it's important to come back to reality, calm down, reanalyze everything, and see whether this patch is really going to deliver, or is it just fluffed up by a lot of the hype. Now, starting off with the characters, because I think that's what a lot of people really care about and want to see when it comes to new patches. So the characters, without a doubt, probably is one of the hypest is that even a word? The most hype thing about Genshin Impact 2.1. Because not only are we getting 3 characters, which is almost a fully stacked banner, we're only missing another 4-star for 2 full stack banners during 2.1, which I'm fine with. It's okay. Simply don't have enough resources, and I'm gonna guess these new characters needs us to farm endlessly, mindlessly for days just to be able to level them up to not even Ascension 6 but Ascension 5. So that is the whole point of these new characters. Sometimes I feel is to promote exploration in new regions, but for people who are not getting these new characters, these new regions, these new items, these new bosses start to lose a bit of meaning. But you know, you give and you take. A lot of people are going to be going for the Raiden Shogun, so at the end of the day, it's not going to be that big of a problem. Now, these characters, while they are good, the Raiden Shogun, Sarah, does fall into the electro category, and through yesterday's live stream we did not see anything regarding, let's not even talk about electro category, quality life of changes. There weren't any quality of life changes to the game that we were able to see. So with that said, does this mean that MiHoYo is going to ease up on the quality of life changes in exchange for more content? Now, patch 2.2, patch 2.3, are they going to be more content driven, or are they going to be more game state driven, right? There's a lot of things that I feel like the community, or at the very least a portion of the community, was looking forward to in patch 2.1 that wasn't there. But now that we're talking about characters, they definitely delivered on the characters. The Raiden Shogun Electro Archon probably is one of the most anticipated characters for half a year, over half a year now. So I mean, it's great that we finally see her to come into the game, but also it does worry me slightly that Electro was not touched on at all. There are no mentions to any Electro changes, so they're really gonna have to pump her up through skills, scaling, and innate abilities. Same goes with Sarah. Now we saw a bit of her skills, saw her burst skill. Very interesting character. It actually offers a blink ability. Now remind me if I'm wrong, is this the first blink ability we get in the game? Who else can blink? Because Sarah has an instantaneous backwards blink. Now that level of space creation for an archer is invaluable, so maybe that can solve some of the issues that current archers have, lack of mobility. And when you get up and personal with certain enemies, close combat enemies, you do struggle a bit, right? So Sarah can circumvent that with her blink ability. Now going forward, let's talk about the story. Oh my goodness, I think while I knew Bao was coming because MiHoYo teased it, I did not know that they're gonna bring back the Harbingers, and we are getting 2 Harbingers, right? If you guys didn't watch the live stream, I have a video for it. We're getting 2 Harbingers, we're getting the Scaramouche, and we're getting La Signora. So both of these characters, I totally did not expect them to be in Inazuma, and that's the honest truth, all right? A lot of people say, hey, Walrus, why you cap it? I honestly didn't know. I thought we were just gonna go back by Bao. She's gonna become a weekly boss, but who knew La Signora is gonna pop out of nowhere like, the Spanish Inquisition. Didn't know. Very exciting stuff, and I think this is the right direction. It's bringing in different factions of the world and making this world seem much more alive than even then we currently already feel it to be. Now the story is going to progress, and it seems like it's going to reach a climax and have a resolution towards the end, and that is good pacing, I would say, for the Inazuma story. Now that does worry me a little bit in patch 2.2. What are we going to talk about patch 2.3? What's going to happen? Are we just going to be centered more around stories for characters and events, just like we did for the slower patches between patch 1.0 and patch 2.0? Now going forward, even from that, I think one of the things that we do have to touch on is definitely the 1-year anniversary. Now we are getting 10 free summons and a couple other goodies here and there, but even at the live stream, I already heard people in the live chat being like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed. Well, yes, we did mention that use the Chinese anniversary as a baseline for the 1-year anniversary goodies, right? And that baseline was essentially what we got, and some people would even argue that it wasn't even as good as the Chinese New Year one. So I made a video talking about that prior to the live stream, and I guess baseline is what we're gonna get. Now I'm not gonna go into detail as to exactly how the community will react to this and how MiHoYo may or may not have made a mistake. I will make an entire video talking about that, breaking it down from the business side and really talking and getting feedback from the community first before I really relay everything to you guys. Okay, so at the end of the day, I would say yesterday while I was watching the stream, my hype level was at I would say 8 or 8.5 out of 10, and now after one day, after being able to sit down here, collect myself and re-see the thing, I think it dropped down maybe to around a 7. And the biggest factor for dropping down the rating is that while yes, there's a lot of content, it only currently adds to a problem, which is lack of proper endgame optimization for players to really enjoy the game, really take their minds away from the problems that inhibit the game, right? I've been talking about this for a long time, especially thank God there isn't more artifacts for us to grind, because if there are, there's too many artifacts right now. I have like almost 60 plus 20 artifacts, and I have all these characters that I need to switch artifacts for. It gets really complicated, and I know for a fact, a lot of people farm new complete sets for their characters, especially the noblesse set. It's such a commonly used set. They just farm more for different characters because they simply don't want to have to switch and reorganize different artifacts. Who knows who has the energy regen piece for the noblesse set right now, who has the HP percentage piece, right? It's just complicated, so they just keep one set for every single character. Now that's a viable solution, I'm not gonna judge that, but it's a huge resource expenditure to be farming a different set for every single one of your characters, especially you have 8, and there's an event now that incentivizes, well, not incentivizes it, I think it almost forces you to use 12 characters in the coming patch. And I think a lot of people have been saying, well, we need a third team for the Abyss, we need a third team for Abyss, and guess what? This is MiHoYo's way of experimenting yet again, new content, potential directions they can take current content, and I think that's a good thing, right? That's definitely some things that we can look forward to. Granted, the newer players, I have a friend who has 3 characters, right? They only leveled up 3 characters and they're still struggling right now. So for newer players to the game, I don't know how they're going to enjoy this event. Are they going to be able to bring friends and stuff or whatnot? I don't know, because apparently during this event, if your character stay on the field for too long, you start getting damage penalties. So MiHoYo's really leaning in onto the hey, you know, you're the one who skipped all these characters, you're the one who didn't level up your characters, you're the one who didn't optimize your gameplay. And at the end of the day, I think endgame players, while they're not completely satisfied, there's definitely something new to look forward to, something that we've never seen before, this tag team event mode. And for the newer players, I think the characters and the story are already enough to keep them engaged and entertained, because they just haven't reached a point where they feel overwhelmed and for things to get repetitive yet. All right, with that said, I think patch 2.1 is going to shape up to be a good patch. I'm not going to say right now that it's going to be phenomenal, amazing, best patch in the world, better than 2.0, but I think it's shaping up to be a good patch. I really wish they did more quality of life mentions and changes, but you know, there's a lot of new content, there's not more characters, they're trying out new events, testing stuff. So at the end of the day, I think we can forgive MiHoYo for now, and let's see how patch 2.1 is going to play out. Let's not make speculations, but really try to evaluate what they have shown us and what they're about to do. Okay, thank you for watching. As said, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and peace.